Hello again. Welcome to Alchemical Vitality. I am Bryan. This is my N equals 1. I'm not a doctor or a medical professional. This is not medical advice. This video is to just entertain you and show my results, like a vlog of my personal eating endeavors, living endeavors, whatever. Here we go. Let's jump right in this morning. Here we go. Let's jump right into this morning. All right, let's start with sleep. Sleep sucked. I ate way late last night. It just, as you can see there, we went to bed at almost 11:30 last night. You can see here, 11:10 right there. And I was up early this morning because that's what my body does. I got out of bed at 6. I got up at 4:45. Let's see. And it says that, you can see that there in the chart. You know, I got up, stayed in bed for a long time, decided not to do anything. But yeah, tried to go back to sleep. Wasn't having it. So let's go on over to my blood pressure this morning. My blood pressure this morning is 128/90. It's a little elevated. Yes, I had some debauchery yesterday. I decided that I didn't want to be at home. And so we went out on a little excursion, and definitely needed that for the mental space. So as far as my weight goes, my weight's up a little bit, 2 pounds to be exact. So I went from 292.4 to 294.4, which is 2 pounds on the dot. And that is because I had banh mi yesterday and tacos. And so we'll go into that as we do the food, and I'll share with you a little bit more of what's going on. Let's jump on over into my daily goals. So my daily goals here is 205, feeling fit. My blood pressure in the normal range. This is yesterday's sheet. We can go back to this sheet here real quick. Weight 205, that's my goal. Feeling fit, healthy, body composition of body composition of like a 10% fat ratio, less than, like right now, if you look at my weight here on this sheet, you can see my body fat is at 36% right here in this top corner, and it's bright red, right? My goal is to be around 10, maybe 12%, because I think that's it's definitely in the healthy range. It's not in the obese and nasty ranges, like you can see on this slider here, where it's in the red. I think, 6 to 13% is definitely 6 is way too low. Let's call it 10 to 13% is perfect. The perfect range for health, and I think all of the body stasis would sit in that space of being closer to the other edge. Of course, there's a lot of mitigating factors that cause a body to keep and hold weight. Toxicity is one in the adipose tissue, and so a lot of times holding weight is the body protecting itself from the environment. So we could do a whole video on that, or coming soon maybe. Comment below if you'd like to hear about that. But let's go back over here. So my blood pressure, normal range, 120/80-ish. My sleep, 7 hours, 1 minute, average, because that's definitely how I feel the best. My blood sugar under 90, fasting, and I'm definitely probably going to have to start fasting to get there, because for whatever reason I'm not doing it just yet. So we'll work on that. I've got some stuff planned for that, and we will definitely take action on that. And a pulse between 60 right now and 70 resting. And so I know my vitals this morning. I've got a oxygen level of 96. My morning temperature this morning was 97.1. My fasting sugar of 202. My weight this morning was 294.4. I just didn't want to write about it. My blood pressure this morning is 128 over 90, and that's a definite result of the food that I ate yesterday, because it definitely affects how I feel. Uh, yeah. And my ketones this morning were at a point 0.3, and I know yesterday at one point in the afternoon, and I say afternoon lightly, it was like at 11 o'clock. I was at point 0.5, which is definitely ketosis. My blood sugar was still up though. It was like 189. So it's just really interesting. The I don't know if it's, I'm not sure exactly if it's a blood sugar high because of food, because at that point I was still fasting. Um, and yeah, it's just interesting. Okay, meditation for today, I have not yet. Stress today is very low. I have very little planned for today. Uh, that's hard to do, right? So far, supplements today, I've actually had brain octane oil and butter and coffee, and it's satiating, and we'll definitely keep that as part of we'll keep that as part of the routine as long as it's beneficial. Okay, so let's check in with yesterday. So yesterday, I really didn't do any other supplements other than the brain octane. We'll call it brain octane, because my breakfast I had coffee, and we'll call it fatty. And that fatty coffee was basically a grass-fed butter and the brain octane mixed together with a little bit of xylitol and cinnamon. Um, so I had xylem and cinnamon, and then we decided that we'd been stuck in the house for too long and definitely needed to get out. And so uh, we went on a bit of a road trip yesterday. And, my plan yesterday was to just fast all day and stay drinking coffee or tea or whatever, whatever came along like that. But on this road trip that we took, we ended up instead picking a banh mi. That's a Vietnamese sandwich if you're not familiar. It's got like pickled vegetables on it, a little bit of kupi mayo, excuse me, fish sauce, and then they do this Vietnamese pork on it. Ugh. The brain octane makes me a little bit of coffee, a little bit cough a little bit, because starts getting absorbed in the throat instead of down in the stomach's digestion end of your body. Okay, so banh mi. I had a banh mi, and then they also make really good egg and bacon sandwiches. Uh, and so I had a banh mi and an egg and bacon on this beautiful crusty French bread. Uh, if you're in Orange County or anywhere, there's a Lee Sandwiches. It's not sponsored, but yeah, forget about it. Excuse me. And then dinner, after our really debaucherous lunch, we were like, we'll just go and not eat for the rest of the day. Like just fast, like just do OMAD for the day, one meal a day. And the longer you're up, the longer you're awake, you start to have, or for I should say, I start to have cravings again to eat, especially if I'm using my mind. And of course, I was playing with my kids, and we were we were playing on our other channel, streaming and all sorts of fun stuff. And so dinner came around, and the kids are like, "Dude, are we gonna eat tonight?" And like, okay. So we made it a taco night and went and got tacos last night. So uh, definitely, it was a night. So we had tacos. Uh, there was taquitos, hard shell tacos, hard shell beef tacos. They're delish. Totally debaucherous. Of course, they don't make you feel good, or they don't make me feel good. You know, like they feel good here, but they don't feel good here. You know, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. Maybe you are, since you're watching here. But you know, it's one of those things where if you're not planning ahead and you're trying to be on the whim, one of those things that we used to do would be just to fast. But you know, now with kids, it's like, oh, we're gonna go stop at some place and get food, and it's too easy to choose to eat. You know, when you're hungry. So that was our debaucherous day. And you know, every once in a while, I think I mentioned this last week too, you need to have a little bit of a mental break. And and not a mental break in a bad way, but like take a mental break from holding yourself to such rigid guidelines that um, you're not enjoying your life. uh, so the enjoyment of life and is definitely one of the keys to feeling fantastic. And you know, did a lot more stuff yesterday. We put together a lot more stuff, worked on the channel stuff yesterday. If you haven't seen Jamie's check-in yet, we have Jamie's check-in on the channel now, which is totally cool. So that's my check-in for today. And you know, probably I might check in with Jamie on Jamie's check-in, only because she likes the back and forth conversation. We'll see. Uh, as always, comment below if you're on your own journey. What are you doing? Are you doing keto? Are you doing OMAD? Are you doing elimination diet? Maybe you're doing gaps and you're trying to restore your digestive system. I've done them all. And they all have beautiful points and points that are a challenge to overcome. And you know, I love hearing from you guys. So go ahead, if you're watching, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow over here on Twitch, over on YouTube. Where Alchemical Vitality is on Twitter also. And you know what? Make it a beautiful day. Make it a fantastic day. You're worth it. I love you. And make sure you tell your inner child that you love them too, and that you're ready to take care of them. That's what it's all about. Awesome. Be well, everyone.